out to these Asian restaurants. They go,
so good. I just love how you completed that whole process.
That's good. That's good.
And you more said it.
Alright guys. Peter going out. We did this not too long ago, so it should be kind of quick and easy. Tripod passes, so we're in the half guard here, and of course I want to get to mount or side mount because that's improving my position. And there's 3 stages of what Peter can do to hold on to me. He can cross his feet, which he's doing now. He can do like a triangle style type grip to get a tighter grip, like this. Or he can do a more controlling option, which is lockdown control, where the outside leg steps over and kind of triangle his leg, but then extend both legs. Both extend. Yeah, like this. Here, I'm pretty locked down. So we're going to cover passing half guard on all 3 options. So the easier one, just feet crossed, I'm going to pop up until the legs slide down below my knee, and then press the knee to the floor. And then if need be, I'll push the leg off to clear it, collect the arm, step through cross chest. Half guard. I'm going to pop up, so I'm going to tripod pass. I'm going to pop up really high and try to straighten my leg so there's nothing, hold as tight as you can. Yeah, so the higher and the straighter I make my leg, the harder it is for him to hold on to it. Hold on. So right now he's just crossing his feet and squeezing, but when I get up really high and squeeze my leg, he can't hold it. And I'll pass it to the side, take it free if I need to. Half guard, I'm just going to cross my feet. I'm going to squeeze a little bit, not too much. As soon as the knee peeks through, he can pin it to the floor, he's good. He'll collect the arm. If I haven't let go already, most of the time people would have already let me go. But if I haven't, we'll clear it, and I'll stop here. What's up, man? You guys have any questions about it? Because we just did it recently. How tight are you ever try? Like, kind of feel, try it on a person? Not so much how tight, but just close. Yeah. So it's a good question because without that control, I could lose everything. So Pete's question is how tight am I holding with the arms here? If I hold tight, but I leave space, the frame will still work. But if I hold kind of loose, but keep my head down, ready, frame? Frame? Now even without holding it works. So it's more about space than it is the tension.
How are you generating your momentum? Are you pushing off your toes, or are you like kind of racking it up? You're just kind of using your waist.
Downward dog. Yeah, I just get my hips up and I need to straighten my legs because when they bend, there's a little bit of a connection there. But if I can straighten them, everything's just like holding on to the pole. Not much really. Who hasn't done tripod pass yet? Everybody's done it. Fred. I'll talk to you about it. Anyway, questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. All right.
You know this is bad, right?
The only difference in this one real quick on this one, you guys have any questions? The one thing I'll throw in here, and this goes more toward strategy and understanding the psychology and the rigors of whole game that we play with jiu-jitsu. Most of the time, we get in a rush because we want to get to where it is we're going, or get out of whatever it is we're in, one or the other, or both. And so, a lot of times from here, the first thing the person might think is, I got to get out of here. And so they'll just start trying to get out of there. That's all they care about. Now there's so much open space. He's going to put me in guard or catch me with an elevator or hook or something like that. What I have to understand, though, what I have to remember is that, and I've talked about this before. If I grab Peter, in my mind, I've got Peter. If Peter grabs me, I got Peter again. That's the way I have to look at it. I can't say, oh, he's got me, and then try to pull my arm out, because then I start to give up something, and I become predictable. So when I'm holding something, I look at it like, yeah, I've got control of Peter right now. If he holds me, I think exactly the same thing. Look, I can move his arm, try to hit me with this. Not unless he lets go. So changing how we think about things, just like what we talk about with clinching, same deal. I want the person to try to hit me. That's my opportunity. If I start thinking, I don't want them to try to hit me, I'll get hit. So with this, when I'm trying to get my leg out, if I think I got to get my leg out, I'll make a mistake. But when I think to myself, go ahead and hold as tight as you can here without doing a triangle grip. Yeah, no cheating. All right, so from here, hold tight, squeeze as tight as you can. Look at your legs. Yeah, don't let my leg come out. If I think, Peter's really working hard here. No, I'm not. Now it becomes easy. There's no rush. There's no reason for me to rush. But now he just spent some energy. He spent some energy holding as tight as he could, and he just lost a little confidence once I did come out. So be careful not to get caught up in the urgency, kind of, like you're under duress or something. Fine, you're on top. Now we'll change the behavior a little bit for the bottom person. It becomes more of a triangle grip, which he can squeeze tighter. He can make the hole that my leg is in a little smaller. And instead of just squeezing on the outside, it's like contracting all the way around my leg. So to try to slide it out now, it's still possible, but it's harder. It's going to take more time. And interesting though, to do that, he has to change something. He has to put his knee down here where I can grab it. And now I'll do the same thing, but with this hook. So it's really just the same thing. But with the increased tension, he also offers me an added hook to help slide it off. Before, I was just depending on gravity. I bounce, his weight slides down, and that's it. Now he's got a better grip, but he also stuck his knee out to the side to get that grip. And now I have a hook to push down on and help it slide down. So when he grabs with the triangle, he has to turn his knee out to do that. And when he does, I'll hook it. And I'll try to put my toes down in there, but they don't have to go all the way down in there. It just has to be a hook. And then I'll do the same thing, pop up, and pushing down at the same time. And again, if I feel like there's any problem here with continuing to hold on, I'll just push it on. So the first grip is like this. Trying to hook the knee isn't going to happen. The second one looks like this. So the knee's out here to grab it. There's no difference between these two. You guys have any questions about it? There's a safety add-on for this one though. Because you can push down on the knee and it opens the leg so much, it's really easy to graze the groin with your knee coming through. But again, don't be in a rush. Take your time. Wait till it opens up. All you need is enough room for the knee to peek through, and you go to the side. And once you're on the side, you can peel it off and step through. No rush. So again, that guy behavior is this now. So the leg that's inside is getting hooked by the outside leg. And we're going to talk about when we change it in just a little bit. Pop up the exact same way. Let's use this to slide it down the knee. Yeah, and it's already placed here to push the top leg off. If needed. You guys deal with that? It does, because if you pop up first, you might not be able to get your hook on top of the leg. It might elevate too much. So you want to go ahead and hook the leg, and then, because it's not like you're really pushing the legs down with your foot. It's more like you're holding the leg down with your foot while you come up. Anything else? That's it. That's pretty Those two are pretty solid. You guys want to crush those? Alright, so now bottom person is going to use quadrant control, which is not only be a taught behavior. So the outside leg steps over and hooks under the inside leg, and then both of them extend while hooking my foot here. And this is extremely tight. In fact, relax it a little bit. If I were to try to hang on tightly here and keep myself low the way we're supposed to, when he extends the leg, it hurts. It pulls on my knee a little bit, it presses heavily into the calf muscle when you do the shin bone. And actually, if I were to hold on tight and not let go, and with someone really strong, you could potentially injure my knee. But all the pressure is remedied by me just kind of going down with him as hard as you can here. Yeah, no pressure at all now, because I kind of slide down and accommodate the extension of the legs. But I still need to stay kind of close to him. When I say close, when I started, relax a little, I was more up here. When he extends, this starts to hurt. So what I'll do is I'll move south, but I'll still stay kind of close to him. Now you can put as much pressure as you want so it doesn't become uncomfortable. But I need a way out of here. There's a couple of techniques we use, but we're just going to cover one today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try to pull the legs up when I feel him relax. If he's extending and holding really tight, so I extend, I don't really have to do anything. Just let him burn energy. When I feel his legs relax a little bit, I'm going to try to slide my knee up, which makes his knee bend just a little bit. And the same knee that was bent earlier when we did the triangle grip version. And then I'll find it, the same as we did before. And once I push the knee down, now go ahead and extend the legs. He can't any longer. He can't put pressure. And then it's easy for me to unhook it. Once it's unhooked, I'm in the exact same position as I was with the last one. That's a better angle for you guys. Feet that way.
Feet this way.
So, lockdown control. As soon as I feel it, go ahead. I move south a little bit. I only allow enough space to accommodate the pressure so I'm comfortable. And I stay here until I feel him relax. When I feel him relax a little bit, I'm sliding my knee north, which makes this knee bend a little bit. And then I'll move it to the side so it's down and I can grab it. Once I push this down, he can't extend the legs anymore. It doesn't work. And he can't follow my leg. Don't let me get out. Look. I'm out. And then all the rest is the same here. So we're simply doing the same move, just starting in a different position. The big thing here, though, is like when we talked about on the first one, understanding the psychology of it. If I'm feeling pressure on my leg, I don't try to pull back tighter. I relax a little bit, let him work. And I just wait. He's not going to hold like this forever. As soon as he relaxes, just for a brief moment, I try to pull in and make the knees bend. That's probably one of the more important things that we're talking about today. So, lockdown control, outside leg steps over, inside leg over the outside leg, and I hold. And then both legs extend, not just one, but both. Right here, so you got tight in here. Just gonna space my knee in, walk to your left a little bit, yeah, hook the leg, and press it down tight and forward. There's no way I can extend it anymore. And once it's free, so bring it back. So that's our lockdown release. Questions?
Around my neck.
Or, I mean, we've already established that we have that control. You're talking about if there's a frame in? Because if you did that, it's totally different thing. There's a different starting point. No, we've already gotten to here under the assumption that I'm controlling half guard from the top. Because if I leave any space here, it'll frame, and now I can't do much. So that would be at least a pass. Anything else? Let's do it. Let's do it. I would say unrelated, but it's very related. One of the questions actually Peter asked, I just want to make sure you guys are clear on it, is when to do the temple pass. Because, like in our knee split pass series, I'll go this way, squeeze the hip, I'll switch over here, I'll fight for arm control, and then I'll put my head down this side for temple pass, let the arms step through. So, the question was, when do you know to do that? Should the temple pass be done from here? The reason that we're doing the temple pass is because during the normal guard pass, most of the time, there's a lot of space. Look, I'm not close to him. So I want to make sure that I close, once I get under this arm, that I close the space so if he tries to go under my arm, he can't. Because if he can go under it, he can go to my back. By being here close to him and walking this up and putting my head close to his arm, it's not possible for him to put the arm under my arm that I can pass. But that problem's resolved when I'm staying close here. If he tries to put this under my arm, he can't. So I can just step over the way we're doing. There's going to be times when you might opt for temple pass because you feel like you can get rolled. But it really has more to do with space on that opposite side. Can the arm swing in? So if you had that question, that's our tripod passes. Any questions about it? All makes sense. There's not too many other ways someone can grab you with the legs. That covers all the bases. Next thing we're going to talk about is sitting pass. So it was last week we did elevator sweep from half guard, correct? Last week? This goes under the leg, all that kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay. So part of the problem with that is with my arm being on this side, it allows him to sweep me. Because it allows him to turn his hip into me, easier to put in guard, easier to get this butterfly hook and sweeps. When we do the sitting pass, we actually want our arm on the opposite side. Now, the indicator for me to do the sitting pass, there's a reason I would go for the sitting pass. Because if I could just go for the tripod pass, or one of the options there, I will do that. The problem is, what if he frames me on the neck a little bit, and then manages to swim under my arm? He's going to my back, potentially. That's the danger, is I'm going to my back. So, as long as I stay here, he's going to keep working, he's going to take my back, eventually. The moment that I lose control of this arm and it gets under my arm, that is the indicator for the sitting pass. And I'm going to change my position. Now when he tries to go to my back, it's not possible. So all I'm doing here is I'm just putting my hip on the floor. My arm stays exactly where it was. I might add a little weight here if I need to control a person. But I'm also going to make sure to hold on to this leg. Either I can hold the pants, I can hold the leg, hold the leg, I can hold the leg, I can hold the leg, whatever you want to hold, but hold this leg, this top leg. Because at any moment without controlling that leg in my position, if he plants that on the floor and raises his hip, I'm reversible. But interestingly, if I hold on to it, he try to reverse me as hard as he wants, with as much explosiveness as he wants. Come on, here. That doesn't work. because he can't extend the distance between the two of us. And it doesn't matter how old, same thing, go. Come on. Anything I hold here does the job. So that's what I mean. So when I get here, that's my position. Shoulders into the neck, gently. You don't have to beat each other up in training, but as much as needed during the real world scenario. Control of this leg. Now, most of the time from here, they're just going to open the guard at some point to try to roll you. As soon as they do, you just take your leg out, push over, and then just side mount. Easy enough. But sometimes, just like before, they'll try to hold on to this thing. All I have to do, just like before, is get the knee to come through. If I can get the knee to come through, I'll find a way out. And it's really tough for him to stop that from happening. To help make it happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk my foot close to him while holding on, or holding it some way. And now for him to butterfly hook that foot, it's not like easy to hook out here, too close for the hook to come in. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And now that also makes it easy for me to try to push this down. Keep your grip. And I can start to push this down now. And then at any point, it could be here, because he starts to feel like he's losing control, or it could have just started this way. If he plants the feet to try to roll me, I'm going to hold on. And then I'm going to step out. Once I step out, I use this posted leg to turn his hips. And then I'll bring everything in. Now, I don't want to just go and hug him here because he can feel my back, so I'm going to probably switch to, what's it called? Modified side mount. That way I contain the legs and the arm has no leverage. So we're going to start in half guard. And Peter's going to give me just enough room to slide my hand in. The moment I do, it turns on his hip. Now I have a choice, and you'll feel it when you're here. The choice is, do I try to do something where he just steps out, or do I hold on? In which case he starts to slowly push it down, push it down, push it down. And then I feel it coming loose, and I try to do something, and we're in the same boat. And sometimes, depending on how he grabs, sometimes, depending on how he grabs or how strong he is, I might have a hard time to push this down the leg. Whenever that happens, I can slide this under, find my knee. You guys know what a shoehorn is? Everybody knows what a shoehorn is. I use it like a shoehorn. And get it below my knee. Once it's below the knee, there's not much you can do. You don't really have much to do. And if I can't get the foot out, if he decides to hold, we're going to cover that in just a little bit. But for now, we'll just say either in the beginning the leg's open and I step out, or as I start to pressure this, he feels the position being taken away and tries to go somewhere, and then I step in. But this is already under. So this is where I'm at risk. I need to make sure I'm holding on to something here so he can't reverse me. And when he tries, step, and push, and I come into modified side mount. That's it. You guys have any questions on that one? We have 3 options on that one. They all start the same way for the same reason. They just deviate as the position starts to unfold. And that'll be pretty easy to cover. The only one that's tricky is the last one. That's the basic idea. If he got the underhook, I'm at risk of having back taken, so I take my back and turn it away from him so he can't take it. So that's all it is. Anything? Questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you guys good on that? And the reasoning makes sense. Underhook means possible back takes, and you turn your back away, use the forward to hide. Alright. The first thing you might run into, let me cover this too real quick. So underhook, I switch to here. There's another area of vulnerability, which is here, this space. If I leave my head up like this, too relaxed, he can frame my neck. And now I start to lose control. That's one of the taught escapes for this silly class. So even though I might want to, as I'm learning this, see what's going on, check it all out, ultimately I want to stay kind of low here. And ultimately, I want to keep his head turned away a little bit this way. So that he can't just make those easy frames. He's going to have to work for it. In the bite, obviously, throw some strikes here. The legs are probably going to change. It might come undone. It might come undone just to ball up and protect. At which point I can use that as a possible escape. But what if I do all the things I'm supposed to do? I push this down, it's to here, and my foot is just stuck and I can't get it out no matter what. Because there's not enough room here for my foot to come out. It's going to be tough to get it out. What I'm going to do is this. And take it out. So when you squeeze it tight here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk backwards, put my knee on top of his leg, open this up, and then I'm out. Right now, it's squeezed tight. Right now, there's no way for my foot to come out. If I could turn it at this angle, it might slide up. At this angle, it won't. It's like a hook. So I want to put my knee on top of this to spread the legs apart. But I can't really get it up there. So I'll pull him to the side so it lowers the leg. Then I'll put my knee on top of his leg. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up on the leg and push down with my knee. And just open it. Once it's open, now I'm going to turn. So he's squeezing. Yeah. I'll let him, even if I know how to do that, I'll let him work a little bit. I'll tease, I'm trying to get it out, make him work. And then I'll put this on top. And my knee is pushing down on his leg, pressing it to the floor. This, even though there's a tendency to want to push this way where I feel I have more power, that doesn't really help me. I want the legs to open a little bit. So no matter how tight he holds, if I just jiggle and open this up, it's no way for him to hold it. And I'll continue to control this leg until I get around here to this modified side mount, so that he has no hope of reacquiring guard. Start in half guard. Maybe I get a frame on his neck, make a little space, and then I slide this under. He feels that, so he sits. And if he doesn't right away grab that leg, I'm gone. So that's got to be one of your first stops, controlling that leg somehow. And then if I squeeze, same as before, you're going to start sliding it down your leg, until it gets past the knee. And then maybe I'm just really committed. I'm just going to hold on no matter what. So the foot won't come out. So look, he scooted back to let his knee come out from under my leg. And then it's on top. Once it's on top, you can press down on it and lift up with the hand. Push. And then modify the side now. That's what we do when they're committed to hanging on to that leg. It works. It works pretty easily. A lot of times you don't even have to be that technical. Just a little pressure on that leg and they'll let go because they feel it slipping loose and then they try to do something. But they really just want to hold. You just slide back and get your knee on top of their leg. And then from here, it's lifting up as I push down. You guys okay with that one? Did you come up with any problems or questions?
More than one wiggle to get the foot out.
Yeah, so Vinny was really good at pinching these things together. So we were experimenting what better ways to
What'd you come up with?
reach the whole hand in and pull it through the hand, which was on at the very end of the shoulder.
Got some other options too. So check this out. Okay, stronger. Come on, Vinny. Use your legs.
Yeah, he was holding.
So there could be a few reasons why I would switch what I'm doing here, but he's got the underhook, so here I am. I'll scoot back, put my leg on top of his. It should work. It does, but what if it didn't? What if he's holding so tight that I can't make it work? And I'll try. Just go to the other side. Now from here, this can play out a few different ways. Sometimes from here, I can walk under the arm, and then I can use this foot to open it. Or once I have this underhook, I can go back to the temple pass. Kick it off this way. Because now my hip is in the air, so I can switch back. Typically, we would do this transition because maybe once I got to this point, he put his hand on my knee. That might be more the reason for me to do this, but all I'm going to do is a tripod pass. So right now, if I try to bring this out and go somewhere with it, he's sort of blocking it. It puts me in a bit of a tight spot. So I'm going to reach under his arm. Put my head on the other side, bring my knee in. And then from here, open it. Take my foot out. All the same steps. So you have a few options. Again, most of the time, no matter how tight the person holds, you can get your foot out. And then we go back to that thing we talked about in the beginning. I want him to squeeze. I want him to burn energy, and feel like he's doing something, commit. And then when he gets tired, I just do what I was going to do anyway. But now he's wasted a lot of energy, and I haven't. But what I feel, and I'm kind of used to this, there's a tendency when I'm using my knee and my hand here, there's a tendency to push south with the knee, which doesn't open the legs too much. That's just what we tend to do. So I want to push down with the knee, and also with the hand, I might jiggle a few different directions. In other words, here, go ahead, lay down. Which arm did you injure there, right? Okay, just use your right arm. So, you're a strong guy, I know. So keep your arm, keep your arm right here, any position you want where you feel like it's strong. And now I'm gonna try to pull it. Don't let me pull it. You're very powerful this way, but not this way. And now you're not powerful this way. It's hard to stay flexed in every direction. Same thing again, but it's super wiggly. If I just do like little movements, you can't keep it here. So I would play the same game probably over here. If I got to this point, my knees on top, I wouldn't just try to push down and pull this out because I'm still running into roadblocks. But what I might do is play with the angle that I'm moving. And then again, if it doesn't work, or we'll just play this scenario, hand goes on the knee, again, which kind of stops me from going anywhere with it. I'm going to swim. And then I'm going to go to the tripod pass. Step 2. So we're just switching back to tripod. Okay. So again, it doesn't matter really why I'm switching to, or why he's putting the hand on the knee. We're not going to go into all the reasons. But when I start to come out, for whatever reason, his hand goes on my knee, which sort of blocks my seat. I'm going to put this under the arm and go right back to my tripod. Because that's easy. Any questions on that one? The bottom person, you're going to squeeze with the knees and hold. Give him my indicator here. Yeah. I'm squeezing with the knees. He tries to release the leg. But when he gets here, I put my hand on his knee. So you're going to underhook. Hold, head down, pop the hips up, tripod pass. That's it. Questions on that one? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
That's way better than what
So we don't really need to practice it out because we already know it. We just need to understand why we did it. So let's talk about that. What was the very first move we did tonight? Very first move. tripod pass, right? Why did we switch to sitting pass? Because you got the arm under, switch over here. And then it's like this out and pushes on my knee. I go back under here. I'm right back where I started. I don't need the sitting pass anymore because I got my underhook now. So think of it that way. I went right back to where I started in the beginning. So I no longer need the sitting pass. I just abandoned that and go back to tripod. So we're essentially doing the very first move all over again. That's all. Make sense? And no problems? All right. Might have a problem with this. Next one, but it's not hard. It's elusive. When you see it, it looks kind of like, hey, what did I just see? So, what if I was in the half guard, Peter got lockdown control? Yeah. And then he also managed to get this arm in, or he could potentially go to my back. Well, I'm still going to go to sitting pass, but now I got to undo this. So it's a little tricky.
What magic is this?
Or at least it looks that way when you watch it. It looks like a lot of things are happening, but it's really not a lot of things. So, start in this lockdown control and the underhook. So I'm going to turn, get my sitting pass position. But this angle makes it really hard for me to just step my leg out. Because before, I was able to curl my leg and come out of it. Now, being on the side, I can't do that. The angle's wrong. But I have to be on my side, otherwise I'm going to get my back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide south, lift everything up, put my leg under, put it back down, hook his leg. And now I can undo it. Now I just go right back to the regular stuff. He tries to roll me, step out. That's it. Just a little more of a hand. So we'll start with the lockdown control. It's so locked that to try to do lockdown control after you're in sitting pass is not likely. So I have to let him get lockdown control first and then go to sitting pass for him to hold it. So I need to get my leg behind his foot. But right now his hips are kind of in the way, so I'm going to slide this way. Now I can get it back there. But I need to get this out of the way, so I'm going to use my leg and my hand to lift, put this under, and then push this back down. So now I have a hook on the foot. Once I have that, I can take this out. And once it's out, it's just regular sitting pass. Whichever one, doesn't matter. He grabs a knee, I go to tripod, he hangs on, down here, keep it underhook. Then use my knee, pop it over this way. If he bridges, just take it out. Doesn't matter which one. But that's what we're doing. So we're going to start in half guard. Bottom person's going to go ahead and get the lockdown control in place, and then put the arm in, and he'll switch to sitting. And then from here, grab his leg, slide forward. But rather than just step under, scoot south. So my hip isn't in the way of your knee. Now with my leg, I'm going to push it back down. And now I can't move, and your foot comes out. Once it comes out, you just play the same game. Going. Okay, I kind of roll you. So that's our lockdown release for the sitting pass.
The pressure release is the top person getting there. Like once they establish the underhook, are you still in the same kind of situation where they can extend and like when you already be scooching yourself south to try to mitigate for pressure on your knee, or
that would have probably already happened. Because the likelihood is if they put the arm under early, I would have already switched to my hip.
Okay.
So what's your question exactly? Can I still deal with the pressure?
You're in that situation, but they're also extending their legs while you're in that situation. Like, so it looks like you're going to a sit pass as soon as that happens. But are you in any kind of danger to have your, them put pressure on your knee by extending their legs?
Let's find out. So underhook. Now get your lockdown control. Sorry. So from here, can you hurt my leg by extending?
Yeah.
Okay. No more than the other position.
Okay.
And I'm still going to scoot south anyway. Go ahead and extend. Feel pretty good. Are you pushing hard? Yeah, I don't think I'm in my butt. I don't think I'm in any danger of injury here. I think it's actually push here. I think it's actually more pressure when I'm square time than when I'm on the side. So I'd say probably not. But at the same time, there's some really strong people and some that have some really exaggerated range of motion. So I wouldn't count anything out. Just be ready to kind of move with the pressure if needed. Anything else we can talk about, Lisa? All right, let's try it. That's great. Time. Okay, there's that question.
So I feel my left leg getting stuck underneath these curlers. I'm doing it wrong. After I clear.
You guys do it real quick. Come on, let's see what it looks like. So you're on top, right here?
Yeah.
So underhook.
So I'd be here. So I feel this leg get stuck after I clear. Even if I get this leg out, like I feel like my left leg is stuck underneath. No? Nothing's wrong?
You can do a couple of
Lower forward.
You can raise your hip and just turn your hip and slide out like that, right? You could, like the normal thing, you could just push this down to the side, step over, step out. Any of those options are fine. I think you're just feeling something and feeling like it.
Yeah.
You're stuck, but you're not stuck. The same way that I got my leg under. How did I get it under there?
So lift their legs up.
I can lift it back up.
Okay.
Or like I said, I can just slide it out. I have a few options, but the lockdown is gone.
Okay.
That's the main thing. And the truth is, most of the time, the bottom person is going to try to do something because they felt the release of control, so they're going to try to do something to move back. Yeah, you have to. If you try to get your leg under without doing that, it won't go far enough. Also, when you put the leg back down, so I'm scooting south so that my leg can go further this way without being obstructed by the hip, right? But even then, when I do this, when I lift the leg up, I don't want to put it back down over here. I'll try to drive it, put it down over here. And then the truth is, Eric, check this out. Head this way. It really came down to it. I could just go right back to, tripod. And for him to really hold this here after the leg's out, and keep that here. Yeah. Let's say he wants to hold that. How many things can you do for him? As long as he holds it, you really can't do much. So it's not a big deal. Even if I couldn't find a way to get my leg out, which I can, he has limited himself by kind of pretzeling everything up to the point where it's unusable.
When you talk about bringing his legs closer to your...
No, I was talking about bringing the hook down behind my leg. If I had a problem getting my leg to go over here, when I lift this up, rather than trying to get it past that point, I could lift it up and pull it over. Either way works. So we have one more thing to do. Last week I covered 2 takedowns, double leg takedowns that are advanced. I was only supposed to cover 1. So I'll do one this week. It's not actually on the list, but actually we can do 2 today, but I don't think we have time. So what we talked about last week is if I came in for double leg and I caught him off guard, I would take him down and I would get on top of him. But if he was prepared and he stepped back when I push, I can't push anymore. So I would bring this in and drive. If
when I do that, he sprawls on me. I can't drive, it's too much weight, so I do what's called corner cut. This way. But I have some other options. So, let's change the behavior a little bit. What if I pushed in, and instead of sprawling, he just lays across my shoulder, like this. I'm going to put both these on the floor. Because he put his weight across me when he did that. So after I started taking him down, I pushed in and he stepped backwards. But don't sprawl, just walk backwards until I can't push anymore. But then lay a weight across my shoulder like this. And why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he's trying to hug me or something. Maybe he feels more control by trying to hold on to something. But by laying it across my shoulder, he balances himself on me. So all I'm going to do is lift him up. And then I'll sweep his legs to the side, my head's on, and he goes down. I sweep the legs to the other side, he falls on my head. So my head's on the right side, I sweep the legs to the right. I also have another option here, which is if he steps back when I drive, I walk with him. Move his leg. Those I don't believe are in BBS. I don't think, but they're definitely viable options. So you can try them out. So behavior for the bad guy is going to be when he comes in for the double leg. Push. I walk back, and then I lay across his shoulder, but I'm not sprawling. I'm just leaning across him like this. So he just balances me right here. Sweeps my legs to the side, his head's on, and I'm down. Second one would be, as he pushes in, I just walk. So he just walks with me on his knees. Knees. Walk, hook my leg, push, and I'm down. Those are pretty easy, and they're definitely options. So let's just do a few minutes, kind of play with those. Pick one, I don't care. It's not in the curriculum, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we'll wrap it up. You guys good with that?
Yep.
All right, so remember, as the bad guy, you're either laying on them, not sprawling, or you're just standing up straight, walking backwards. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that demonstrates what I'm talking about. It'll be the
You're already like bearing all the weight on your shoulder. I was just taking your legs.